Today we will discuss about in vivo CAR-macrophages or CAR-M to target solid tumors. So why this in vivo CAR-macrophages approaches is being used instead of the traditional CAR-T therapies, because CAR-T therapies has low efficiencies on the solid tumor. One of the main reason is the delivery of this CAR-T to the target tumor specific areas, and at the same time the solid tumors has this tumor microenvironment that will suppress the immune cells. At the same time, it will act as a physical barrier to prevent these immune cells to come and interact with the tumor cells directly. So thereby those uh, CAR-T cells will not be as much efficient as these CAR-T cells are efficient to the uh, cancers such as blood cancers. So in order to overcome those low efficiencies CAR-T cells, this in vivo CAR-macrophages approaches has been this therapy has recently been published in the journal. So we will discuss their graphical abstract, how this technology works, and what are the advantages that this technology can bring. So here the idea is that the in vivo CAR-macrophages, the macrophages that are already infiltrated inside the tumors, are being targeted using the lipid nanoparticle strategies, where they will do a co-delivery of this CAR, and at the same time the stimulator, this sting stimulators, it will enhance the activations of these reinforced CAR macrophages. So it will act in three different ways. The first one is that it will does a tumor cell killing through the phagocytosis, and the second thing is that it will interact with the T cells, thereby providing the antigen information to the T cells, thereby synergistically enhance the antitumor response against the tumors. The third thing is that it will release the pro-inflammatory cytokines that will cause their TME modulations, thereby making the tumor cells, detectable by the other immune systems of the host or the patient. So how this thing works is briefly described in the figure on the right hand side, where first what they will do is this lipid nanoparticles that have been targeted to the tumor associated macrophages. Once it reaches, and this lipid nanoparticles contains the sting agonist mRNA and the CAR mRNA. Once it interacts with the tumor associated macrophages, it will then take up by this tumor associated macrophages, and the endosomal escape will occurs, and in that case the sting formations or this sting mRNA will enter into the nucleus, and it will cause the sting activations. It will lead to the pro-inflammatory, it will lead to the epigenetic changes that will cause the pro-inflammatory genes to be released. At the same time, the other mRNA, this CAR mRNA, are expressed on the cell surface. So this in turn will lead to the tumor associated macrophages with the reinforced CAR. At the same time, the sting is also upregulated through this C-gas, through this sting agonist, or the promoters of the sting are also been uptake by these macrophages. And thereafter, once these reinforced CAR macrophages are formed, it will act in three different ways that I have just described when I was explaining this figure on the left hand side. That first one is that CAR mediated phagocytosis. That is, the macrophages then interact with the tumor cells because of the CAR antigen information that are being co-delivered using the lipid nanoparticles. Then it can cause the tumor associated CAR mediated phagocytosis, as macrophages works through the phagocytosis. The second one is that these macrophages can also act as antigen presenting cells and can provide those informations, tumor antigen informations, to the T cells, thereby increasing the tumor specific T cell response. And this is called the synergistic tumor cell killing, that it is been killed by both the reinforced CAR M macrophages and these activated T cells. And one more thing that occurs that will enhance the anti-tumor response is through the TME modulations. The TME modulations are mainly occurs since the macrophages is killing the tumor cells. It will also release the pro-inflammatory cytokines to kill the tumor cells, and it will also affect the nearby environment around the tumors, that is tumor microenvironment. So that will make the tumor cells more accessible to the immune systems or the other immune cells of the host, such as NK cells and the T cells, thereby enhancing the anti-tumor response, or we can say that synergistic tumor cell killing will be enhanced. This is the idea that they have to use the in vivo CAR-macrophages approach against the solid tumors to enhance its efficacies. So we will discuss their detailed studies in the subsequent videos. I hope you understood their idea of this in vivo CAR-macrophages and how it could be better than the CAR-T, because it works on 3 different ways. So that's all for this video. If you need to understand more about this approach or strategy in detail, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.